to shut off.
We can all find out together.
No, yeah, don't worry about something that you don't know. Do what you got.
Shit, we know what's going to come. What is the matter of what, how, and the details of it, the minute details. The Lord gonna show. He gonna show us. He gonna show us all. He definitely gonna show us all. Lord for the work, man. That's all we know. I mean, besides the stuff that He tells us specifically. I mean, He for the work. It's going to be amazing watching it play out. We'll be on the right side.
I'm actually nervous.
About what?
Just not, you know, like I said, just not knowing how it's going to come down the pipe.
I mean, it's anticipation.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's all it is. It's anticipation, which that's a part of the flesh. The flesh is going to feel that. But ultimately, you know what it is, you know? It don't matter how, when it comes, how it comes, we know what the scriptures say that day we'll be protected in that day, you know? No matter the situation. So you know the flesh don't anticipate it getting every hour shot. You know, it's sweated blood. So you know, once you see that day approaching, it's a natural occurrence of the flesh to feel anticipation, to feel fear. You know? And that's what Yahushua said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You know? And that's what it goes to what he told Paul. When Paul was speaking about the thorn, Yahushua said, shit, my strength is shown in your weakness. So when we, you know, when we afraid to do something through the faith that we have in Yahushua, we do it. That's the strength of Yahushua being shown in us, you know? Because I can relate to what you're talking about, because as I see the prophecies unfolding, the more shit happening, I'm getting excited like this shit finna crack, but in the back of my head, it's a little nervousness situation, like, okay, what about this, what about that, and how this gonna happen? We can't think of that. You know, we can't let those thoughts get in our mind, you know? Regardless of which way we gonna turn, we gotta believe that Yahushua got us wherever we going, you know? In whatever situation. Whatever situation we find ourselves in, if it meets death, then we deserve it. You know? It's just the ultimate trust in Yahushua, or whatever his will is, that, hey, we'll see it through, you know? Regardless, we gotta give it the spirit or not. Like, shit, it's the truth, man. I know what it is, man. Like, it's the hope, you know?
Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith Yahweh, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall you call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. Ye shall seek me and find me, and ye shall search for me with all your heart.
Where's that?
Jeremiah 29:11. We're still reading verse 14 now. Now be found of you, saith Yahweh, I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places where I have driven you, saith Yahweh. And I will bring you again to the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive. You know, so the Lord got plans of peace for us. Yeah, He chastised us. That's 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter. Even though He chastised us, man, He got plans of good, and He's gonna deliver us out of this. And really, we gotta have faith in Him. And that's why we go through a lot of these afflictions right now, too. It's hard us up, so we can't have faith in Yahushua. So we have it in our spirit to fear not. You know, like the scripture say, fear not, you know. Like Yahushua is He's gonna deliver us. And we gotta believe that. There was something else I was thinking about 11.
I got something to back you up. It's Romans 5:1. It says, therefore being justified by faith, we have peace through the Most High, through our Lord. Salaki, I'm going to read that again. This is therefore being justified by faith, we have peace with Yahweh through our Lord Yahweh Shai, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of Yahweh. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. You know, so like Benji said, you know, the afflictions and the tribulations we go through now is building our patience, and in turn that's building our experience, and in turn that's building our hope. Because the things we go through, the Lord deliver us out of them. So in that day,
He done had me before. Why wouldn't He have me now?
exactly. You know. Yep. Yep.
And also get us prepared, man. Because you get the gems, it's a scripture. Just to know to always depend on Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Shai. You in Romans 12?
5.
Okay.
I'm gonna read verse 5, Romans 5 and 5. It says, "And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of Yahweh is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us."
Romans 12 and 12. Rejoicing in hope. You know, same afflictions that we go through that lead us to this hope. That and another thing, man, that hope is the fact that when we go through hell, guess what? That makes us call upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai more to get the fuck out of this shit.
Right.
Keep us from being settled in our leads. Really, that affliction is the Lord keeping your ass from being 2/3. Because what was Jonah? If the Lord would have just left Jonah alone and let him flee, Jonah would have been counted as 2/3. Okay, now you flee, now I didn't stop you, now boom, now you're done.
All those people's bloods would have been on his hands according to
Yeah.
you know.
So really, the Lord, affliction is raw as fuck. Hey, look, rejoicing in hope. So those same afflictions brought you this, so we're supposed to rejoice in that, man. Patient in tribulation. So you got to deal with the shit, man. Hey, but continuing instant in prayer. So you got to, a lot of this is working on us coming straight to Heavenly Father, because, yeah, we understand we ain't got no power and we really can't do shit, but when uncomfortable situations arise, what do you always do? You try to figure out how to handle it and do it, but our power is to sit still. So we got to come to that point of being instant in prayer. Soon as something arises, go straight to the Heavenly Father. Casting all your cares upon Him, because He cares for you. What's that? 1 Peter 5 and 7? 5 and 8? 5 and 7.
I was going to that, but when you spoke about the tribulation, I got Romans 5, but that's the Spirit that brought it back, because that's what I was going to. 1 Peter 5 and 7. Casting all your care upon Him, for He careth for you. You know.
There you go. So we gotta be working on the instant in prayer. What did it say? King David said multiple times, man. It's all through the scriptures. I will wait on Yahweh. He talks about his affliction. Right. And it says, I'm waiting on Yahweh. Surely there's a blessing on them that wait on Yahweh. Right. In fact, I'm going to grab that one, man.
That's the lesson. That's the spirit. That's why do it to man complain for his sins. The punishment of his sins. Or whatever. I don't know if it's up to y'all. I just got wooed. Because this whole topic goes, pops around my life.
Does it?
I don't know.
I got wooed. This topic is
Isaiah 43 and 1. But now thus saith Yahweh that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the river they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am Yahweh thy power, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia's people for thee. Since thou wert precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore I will give men for thee, and people for thy life. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east, and gather thee from the west.
What you was at?
Isaiah 43, 1 through 5. I got another one too. So, 1 Timothy 1 and 7, it says, "For Most High has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind." You know, so we got power over them fears. You know, it's just the brother said, you know, that's anticipation. You know?
That's funny. Like I said, I just did a sit down that was dealing in the subject. And
I got to pretty sick of it.
What was it? The Timothy? Glory of God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What you saying, Pop?
Yeah, that he doesn't give that fear. Yeah, but he's gonna give us a fear, but the fear is of him.
That's right.
Period. Just him. You fear him, you fear Yahweh Shah.
Right, we'll say in Psalm, go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, so fear no evil.
Right. And who's the evil? We know that Esau's the evil because he come down in wrath. It's into Revelation.
What it say? Fear is just a.
So cowering.
Yeah.
It's a curse trickery, basically.
Yep.
That goes back to that. When shit arise, what do? You try to figure it out on your own. But our power is to sit still, you know. And that's what we're getting amped up for, man. That's what we're getting prepared for. Let it go through affliction, so we can realize, really get it locked in our brains. We can't do shit.
Right.
We have to rely on our power.
Right.
We have to pray to Yahweh Shem Shai. Be instant in those prayers. Have hope in Yahweh Shem Shai. Have full assurance in Yahweh Shem Shai. This is Isaiah 30. And for thus saith the Lord Yahweh. It's like I just Isaiah 30. I ain't gonna say the verse. Isaiah 30 and 15. Dumbass, so I fucked up. So like, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, and returning. It's like, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, and returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, and ye will not. You know, but ye said, no, for we will flee upon horses, therefore shall ye flee, and we will ride upon the swift, therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one, at the rebuke of 5 shall you flee, till you be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, and as an ensign on a hill. And therefore will Yahweh wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted, he may have mercy upon you. For Yahweh is the power of judgment, blessed are all they that wait for him. So our job is to sit still, man. That's our power, man. And like he said, we're going to be saved in quietness and in confidence shall your strength, man. And look, we're just going to have faith in how about Shem. He's going to do everything. He's going to work miracles, man. We physically can't do shit. We really can't do nothing. We can't deliver ourselves out of this condition. We can't do anything to make it lighter. We gotta fucking bear their yoke, man. We gotta really just bear their yoke. Wait for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Now and even in the dry tree, we gotta just fucking wait. And we get prepared now in this green tree with these afflictions, which are light, man. Yeah, it don't fucking feel good when you really sit back and wait and you deal with it, man. It builds you up, man. And then you can have joy in that, man. And you give praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He is building us up, so when shit the fan, we're going to rely on him. And his word.
You said you're protected. You said your name was a strong tower to run to.
There you go. He said it. It's true. If he said it, it got to be true.
That's right.
So like you said, we got to call upon that name. Yahweh Shai, at one point, Matthew says it was of so many of them, so he healed them with his word. Because you know he did stuff, and he spit in that dirt, mixed it, put on the guy's eyes. He didn't have to do that.
Right.
He did it just because. He did it for his own purposes.
Right.
You know, for one, he gave us a story on and broke down a parable about the trees. Right? But the Lord did it according to his own purpose. When he could have simply said the word. So all we got to do is have faith in him about Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, because he did that with that centurion when he said, your faith, because he said, you know, you don't have to come to my house. Basically, the centurion was that, no, you don't have to come to my house. I've got a servant. I'm a man of authority. I've got a servant. I tell them to go here. They go here. They this, that, and other. You just say the word, and it'll be done.
Because it was ultimately that point that was healing him. You know? Because before Yahweh Shai did anything, any of his miracles, you know, before he healed him, he asked him, do you believe that I can do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they said, yea, Lord. And he said, thy faith had made thee whole. You know? So
And that's the point.
It's all about faith, man. It's all about faith. I got to cover real fast. It's Psalms 56 and 11. It says, in Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, have I put my trust. I will not be afraid, what can man do unto me? So it says, I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. You know, my trust is in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, man, so I ain't worried about what a God can do to me. You know, I'm not afraid of that. This is Psalms 118:6. It says, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? So these is two songs that King David's writing. One, he says, I will not fear. What can a man do unto me? Like, I ain't worried about it. Basically like the 7 sons of Maccabees.
Right.
You know? They was like, look, man, you take us out like this in a fury. You know what I'm saying? But this is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We suffer this for our sins. So King David saying, look, I believe in the Lord, man. I will not fear what a man can do unto me. But Psalms 118, he said, the Lord is on my side. I will not fear. Now he's asking a question. What can a man do unto me? That goes to Romans 8 where it says, who can lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? You know? Right. Like how we was breaking bread the other night. You know what I'm saying? When Pilate, you know, we did that lesson about free will. Pilate told Yahushua, like, do you not know I have the power to free you or to do this and that? Yahushua told his ass, like, look, dude, the only power you have is what's given you from my Father, man. Right. You can't do nothing except the Lord give you the power to do it. You know? So it's all faith, man. That's why Isaiah 33:6 says what it says, you know?
Damn, it's a precept. It's maybe I'm putting two things in my head, but it's a precept what you said. The whole scripture read is a song. Like King David said the same thing. Like the Lord is on my side, the Lord is with me. He is not with them, or he's not for them. He's with me.
I know it's when the Lord is on my side, I will not want, or something like that.
It's like the Lord is with me, not with them, basically. You probably put a couple things together.
Yeah. You said that brought up this Daniel 3:16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said unto King Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods. So the first thing they was dealing with is, this law says, have no God besides me. And before we'll serve your God, we'll die. We'll put it on the line and die.
And that's the whole point. You know, Sirach, I believe it's the 4th chapter, says, strive for the truth unto death. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but the first thing they said, look, dude. First off, you throw us in this bitch, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is able to deliver us out of this. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they made that clear first and foremost. Hey, the Lord is able to do that, man. You know? Can you read that part of the Bible, Shah, bro? That was beautiful.
O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
Mm-hmm.
If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. Mm-hmm. And he will.
And that's the faith that they believe. They was like, look, dude, regardless of what it is, man, hey, we ain't bowing down to this motherfucker, man. Right. Simple as that. Because they kept that trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They didn't fear what a man can do unto them. You know? It goes back to Susanna, you know what I'm saying, when those 2 wicked ass elders tried to force her. You know? She was like, look, man, hey, I'd rather,
She had a whole discourse.
Yeah.
She was like, shit, if I agree to this, I sin against the Lord. But if I don't agree, they're going to kill me. You know, basically, she's like, well, I fear the Lord more than them. So I'd rather take that, be punished wrongfully, right. You know, deal with that judgment, and the Lord, you know, at least have mercy in the eyes of the Lord.
Yep.
But the Lord delivered out of that whole situation because she trusted in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and she waited.
That's the key thing, you know? Trust in having faith that Yahweh Shem Yahushua got your back, man. You know? And if not, take the punishment, whatever it is. Because ultimately the Lord got your back regardless, man. Even if you got to die, the Lord still got your back. Did he not have Yahweh Shah back when he died on the cross? He was still there with him, man. When Stephen was a martyr, was not the Lord still there with him?
Yeah, he said he saw him in a vision as he was dying.
You know? So even if that be, if that be in the will of Yahweh Shah for you to croak, man, hey. I
gotta appreciate it. This is Lamentations 3:22. Are you doing today?
Yeah.
I had one to back up the point that I was making real fast. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. So let me start up. I thought 17 was going to talk about it. 14. It says, for if we believe that Yahweh Shah died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahweh Shah will Yahweh bring with him. You know? So those that sleep is talking about those that die in his truth. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahweh shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words, man. And that's comforting to know that. You know that if you die, first off, you resting. You ain't got to worry about this madness no more. You know? And you're going to be with, and you die in this truth, you're going to be with Yahweh Shai in those chariots when he returns, man. That's that. And that's comforting. You know? That's comforting, man. Because that was 1 Thessalonians 4. I read from 14 down to the bottom. You know? That's comforting, man. Because death is only the separation of the spirit and the body, man. You know? What did it says? I think it said it in Maccabees. But you go ahead out there now. You see that one?
I got one for you real quick. This is Romans 8. Shit. Just real quick, slacking. This is Romans 8 and 11. But if the spirit of him that raised up Yahweh Shai from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Mashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you. You know, therefore, brethren, we are not debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if you live after the flesh, you shall die, but if you through the spirit to mortify the deeds of the body shall live. So the same power that raised up Yahweh Shai, which is Yahweh, you know, we believe in his truth and we really got faith. We gotta believe he's gonna quicken us, man. He's what does it say in Isaiah? Then that way the Lord shall mount up with eagle's wings. Yeah. So we gotta believe he will quicken us. And give us them powers, man. Point is, he gonna quicken and deliver. Go ahead. Slide your big house.
That's all right. This is Lamentation 3:19. It's some 18. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from Yahweh. Remembering mine afflictions and my misery, the wormwood and the gall, my soul has been still in remembrance and is humbled in me. That's right. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning, great is thy faithfulness. Yahweh is my portion, saith my soul, therefore will I hope in him. Yahweh is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him, man. So that's the whole thing, man. You know, is that we're remembering our sufferings, all right, that we're going through it. All right, well, guess what? We have hope. How we have hope? Because the Lord says he's going to deliver us, man. And hopefully we're those men, okay? But the whole thing is going to be evident after we wait. You know, it's going to be made manifest. He said he's going to make it manifest who his saints are, man. Right. All right? You know, we're going to be made known if we wait and endure, you know?
I got something to back you up, actually. This is Jeremiah 14:17. Therefore thou shalt say this word unto them, let my eyes run down with tears night and day, and let them not cease. For the virgin daughter of my people is broken with the great breach, with the very grievous blow. So how can we not remember our afflictions? Because we all under these curses together, you know. It says let my eyes run down. So we ought to be a humble people, you know, especially if it's true. Knowing our sins, knowing the sins of our forefathers, sins of our people, sin condition we're in. Hell, feeling the hell and afflictions that we go through ourselves because of our sins. Hey, but it's our judgment. If I go forth into the field, then behold the slain with the sword. And if I enter into the city, then behold them that are sick with famine. They, both the prophet and the priest, go about into a land that they know not. And we surely hear, man. Hast thou utterly rejected Judah? Hath thy soul loathed Zion? Why hast thou smitten us, and there is no healing for us? We looked for peace, and there is no good, and for the time of healing, and behold, trouble. So shit is only going to get worse. We acknowledge, O Yahweh, our wickedness and the iniquity of our fathers. We have sinned against thee. Do not abhor us for thy name's sake. Do not disgrace the throne of thy glory. Remember, break not thy covenant with us. Because really, we earned death, man. So when we return to Yahweh Shem Shah, we got to return humble, meek, knowing we've sinned. All right, with the master, we got to bear this yoke. We got to bear this burden. Because we fucked up. It's a precept to that. In Malachi. Right? In Malachi 3.
It says what?
I have sinned. So I'm going to bear the yoke. Same thing as limitations. But it's in Malachi.
Is that the one in Lamentations? I have sinned, I will bear the indignation?
Yeah, that's
okay,
Lamentations. Okay. That's that one. Man, let's see Zephaniah and Malachi. I feel like it. This is one of them. Damn. Name one of those is Zacharias up in there. How many name all the minor prophets, right?
Micah 7 and 9.
Micah. Fuck.
It's
Con. Yeah, Micah 7 start at 7.
7 to 7.
Yeah.
Therefore, I will look unto Yahweh.
Why are you reading so pause? What are you doing? You gonna read it better for me?
Yeah. Okay. Therefore, I will look unto Yahweh. I will wait for the power of my salvation. My power will hear me. Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, Yahweh shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
There you go. So we gotta bow down, stick our face in that dirt, you know, which is what humble means, man. And take what comes our way. Shit. You know, because we sin. We gotta wait for the Heavenly Father to return. He gonna deliver us. He gonna decide when our punishment is over with. We gotta deal with the shit, bite that bullet. You know? And he's gonna deliver us, man. Even though sometimes it may seem like it's a far off. But at this point in time, man, you know, to the people, brothers that know, it ain't a far off. Right. Man. These probably just smacking.
Romans 13 and 11, boy.
And if I'm going back to Jeremiah 14.
Salvation is nearer than what we...
Khan says, hope deferred. When it don't come, it's hope deferred. But now it's like a tree of life, man. Rejuvenating, man. Hey, this shit finna go down, man. And this is Jeremiah 14, back to Jeremiah 14:21. Do not abhor us for thy name's sake. Do not disgrace the throne of thy glory. Remember, break not thy covenant with us. Are there any among the vanities of the Gentiles that can cause rain? Or can the heavens give showers? Are not thou he, O Yahweh, our power? Therefore we will wait upon thee, for thou hast made all things. So there you go, man. Then nothing else is going to save us, man. We can't save us. We got to simply wait, have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahshua. He put us in this condition. He got to take us out of it. Well, it's a scripture in the law. Things Deuteronomy. He said, no man can take out of my hand, you know. The Lord, or no man can redeem from my hand. So the Lord won't judge on you. You can't stop that judgment. You got to accept it, man. And hope for the mercies. All right, and it's written that this is going to change, man. It's going to be put on them. Hey, and then Micah, it said, they told his enemies, don't rejoice when we fall. Look, this is our punishment. We're going to deal with it. But basically, this shit's going to change. It's going to come back on them next. And listen, end of Lamentations, the 2nd chapter. Right? Or the end of the 3rd chapter.
What, Lamentations?
Oh, yeah. Lamentations 3. And 62. The lips of those that rose up against me and their device against me all the day. Behold, they're sitting down, they're rising up. I am their music. Render unto them a recompense, O Yahweh, according to the work of their fathers. Give them sorrow of heart. Thy curse unto them. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of Yahweh. You know? And in Proverbs, it's a scripture in Proverbs, you know, it says, laugh not to follow your enemy. Then it says, unless the Lord take his wrath from them and put it on you.
Yeah. And
that's what they did, man. They rejoiced over us so fucking much. Now that wrath that's on us, we're going to put on them, man. They rejoice and they finna come make that move, man.
Hold on, man. This is 2 Maccabees 7:31. It says, and thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh, which according to 1 Maccabees 2:10, all these heathens gonna pay, but the chief, like it says, thou hast been the author of all mischief. That's Esau Edom, man. He's spearheading all these heathens, you know. But verse 32, it says, but the last part it says, shall not escape the hands of Yahweh, right? Verse 32, it says, for we suffer because of our sins, and though the living power be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants. But thou, O godless man, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the servants of the Most High. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty Power, who seeth all things. For our brethren who now have suffered a short pain are dead under the Most High's covenant of everlasting life. And that's the point. Point being, man, whatever we suffer in this thing, man, it's a short pain we suffering, man. Whether it be this affliction we suffering or actually suffering unto death. You know, it's a short pain, man. And these the 7 sons was tortured brutally, man. You know, and he's saying that they suffered a short pain and are dead under the Most High's covenant of everlasting life. But thou, through the judgment of the Lord, shall receive just punishment for thy pride. But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and my life for the laws of our fathers, which we offer up our lives, you know, our body and our lives. Romans 12 says, present your body as a living sacrifice, you know. So we give up, we offer up our body and our lives for the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, which is his book, you know. Giving our life for Yahweh Shah, because he gave his life for us. It says, beseeching the Most High that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation. Don't we continually pray for the speedily downfall of this place, man? Constantly ask the Lord, how shall now or not, which means deliver us now, you know. It says, and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that he alone is the power, and that in me and my brethren the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon all our nation, may cease. You know? So that's what we hoping, man. To endure this fire, man, to endure this ass whooping. Like the Micah said, man, I will bear the indignation because we fucked up. You know, but like the brother was going into about the heathens rejoicing over us, man. They says, be not puffed up, nor of a certain hopes, man, because you ain't going to escape the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know? It says in Jeremiah the 25th chapter that the Lord punish us. What makes you think he ain't going to touch you? You know?
Right. The apple of his eye.
This is Leviticus 26 and 40. It said that they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespass against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me. That I have also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies. If then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham. Will I remember, and I will remember the land. You know.
That's beautiful.
You know, because you know, and the Lord wants you to be to acknowledge that you fucked up, man. All right, and our people are too proud to even acknowledge that they're fucking going off, man. Okay, and because that we're walking, you know, people are walking contrary to that, man. If you acknowledge your punishment, man, and come back to him, you know, he said he's gonna remember the covenant, man.
Well, the part he said, if you accept the punishment, man.
Accept the punishment of their iniquity, man.
You know.
You know, that don't mean go out here fuck. You know, how you accepting your punishment when you out here trying to throw parties and rap videos and $100 plate Passovers and community centers and stuff, man. You're not accepting your punishment that way, man.
Right. And that's why I said the first chapter says the whole head is sick. You know, they don't consider. So why should they be stricken anymore? This is Jeremiah 3:12. Go and proclaim these words toward the north and say, return thou backsliding Israel, saith Yahweh, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you. I am merciful, saith Yahweh, and I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against Yahweh thy power, and hast scattered thy ways to the strange of the evergreen tree, and ye have not obeyed my voice, saith Yahweh. Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city into a family. I will bring you to Zion. So there you go. The Lord simply wants us to return to him, humble down, bear our burdens. We fucked up. Got to take that punishment, man. And then wait for him. God damn it, it's that simple. You know, and you know, brothers talking lately. Brothers been going this one the most I've seen countless brothers across the states going to the fact about the afflictions. Brothers is going through hell right now. The Lord is doing that because he fine-tuned this because Jacob's trouble is around the corner. But even grander than that, he's about to be adding so many more bodies to the flock, his body. And we got to be prepared to handle uncomfortable situations, deal with the pressure, deal with everything that comes with that, deal with the extra persecution. We got to be able to keep a calm head under pressure, man. You know, not being hasty in anger, being hot in wrath, executing hot judgments too soon, forgetting mercy. About right, the situation come, you know. So the Lord is he fine-tuning us, man. And the fine-tuning is what is required of that. Fucking fire, man.
Right.
I'm not. It takes the fire, man. Hey, afflictions is raw as fuck. It don't fucking feel good. I mean, I'm sure if the gold can talk, it'll tell you that motherfucking fire is hot. I mean, the motherfucking gold just went from solid to melted, man, to liquid. That's hot, man. Yeah. So essentially, we going from solids to liquid. And he's breaking us, man. And that's the Lord's desire, man. He wants us to be of a broken and contrite spirit. He's melting us, man. Hey, look, you're gonna get melted one way or another. You're gonna get melted by them nukes. Hey, you get melted right here, man. Hey,
take the affliction.
Yeah, at least you be purified this way, goddammit.
Right. Wow.
What, you got one?
Tell me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm moving off this, man.
Old classic, man. Hebrews 2:10. For it became him from whom are all things, and by whom are all things, and bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings, man. So if Yahweh Shah was perfected through sufferings, man, hey, how much more us, man?
Yeah.
So, right.
Exactly.
He got perfected in a short time, you know. We gotta deal with this shit. Oh yeah, this is Revelations 3 and 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. And you get that, Zacharias? I was searching through Israel with candles, the men selling leaves. That's the. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. But then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. The Lord makes sure we keep that on our minds, man. That we are wretched and poor and miserable. Because in Romans 7, what did Paul say, man? For one, he called himself wretched. But he said it's no good thing in his flesh. He said when he goes off, he consents to the law, man. He sees that it's good. You know, so we go off. You know, but the Lord, he jack us up. What do we go to the scriptures? He brings our transgressions back to our mind. Like it says, our transgressions ever before our eyes. You know? So we realize that we are poor and miserable and naked, man. So really these afflictions keep us going. Because what's the next line say? I counsel thee to buy me of gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thy eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. So we got to go through this fire to become pure. We got to go through this fire so we can see right, so we can perform, man. Otherwise, we'll be that lukewarm, you know, or just be cold in the fucking world. Right. The Lord puts that fire on us to keep us going. Because for one, that gets us purified. So whatever impurities is on us, it's burned off. You know, so we don't become set on our leaves. So we can't flee the opposite direction from Nineveh. All right, running from doing this work, running from striving for this crown lawfully. He put that affliction on us. He'll rock the boat, you know, but Jacob missed that. You know, you get certain afflictions. So the boat rocking your ass, sleep on the boat.
Right.
All right, you sleep. But then, hey, the Lord increases, man. He'll set it up. A situation happened. Now you tossed overboard. Now you swallowed by it. Now you swallowed, man. Now you're really going through affliction. That's to keep your ass going. So you don't get to destroy. Hey, because what does it say in Hebrews? If you be without chastisement, you are a bastard. If you don't get chastised, guess what? The Lord don't want your ass. So we go through this chastisement. It keeps us going, man. Keeps you on your toes. Hey, look, you're not going to sit in the motherfucking seat that's on fire. You're going to get your ass up.
What is Zephaniah?
Count the water.
There's Zephaniah 1 and 12. And it shall come to pass at that time, that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their leaves, that say in their heart, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil.
There you go. That's that lukewarm, man. It's settling their leaves. Alright, so the Lord makes sure we on Yahweh Bashim us, you know, he makes sure we on point. So when he come, he gonna find us doing what? The work. We ain't gonna be on that boat sleep. You know?
I gotta preach it. This is Matthew 10 and 24. It says, the disciple not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord, man. You know, so if Yahweh Shai is our example, all right, and we read and we find these things to be true, of all his sufferings, are you the man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, okay, getting mocked and getting ran out of towns and spit upon and ultimately crucified, all right, how much more us, man? All right, we're not above the Yahweh Shai, man. So what makes you think that you have a good, a nice gateway to the kingdom, man? That's impossible to have, because the Most High said it pleased him to do the things to Yahweh Shai, man. Yeah. All right, so if it pleased him to do that, we gotta take that same mindset of pleasing the Lord by suffering, man. That's a must needs in this truth, is to suffer, man.
It said became acquainted with
grief.
So that's required to be made perfect, man. Being used and knowing grief, you gotta be used to it, man, and be able to handle and deal with it, man. Still keep a clear mind, still be sober minded. You gotta be able to deal with that grief and still perform adequately, man. For Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You can't faint. You know, lift up the feeble knees and the hands that hang low. Lest that which is lame moved out the way. You gotta keep going, man. Yeah, it's gonna come, it's gonna feel bad. And you may fucking think about full slump, but hey, the Lord is putting that hell on so we can come to him quicker in prayer, rebuke that demon, and then get over it right fucking way, man. Hop in the spirit, man. Shit, hop in the spirit, man. This is 1 Peter 4:1. For as much then as Mashiach has suffered for us in the flesh. I love y'all brothers, man.
Me too.
Bro, I feel like I'm drunk or something. I ain't drunk nothing, bro. This just fucking feels amazing. It's like a classic deal. Pops, we ain't broke bread in a long time, man. What's up, Pops? I'm glad your ass over here. This is the only time I see could party, man. I don't ever see my motherfucking daddy, man. This is 1 Peter 4:1. Salaki, brother. For as much then as Mashiach, this is a classic deal. Before sit down, break down, bro.
I mean, well, that's how it started. Shit, we was about to do, the lesson. That's why we got the garments on.
Like the wind,
we started
man.
breaking bread, and now the breaking bread turned into.
Oh yeah, we can put it up as we've been talking about it.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
We've been talking about it for the longest, man. Having the camera rolling for the Every Godly Discourse series.
That's the spirit. So
here we go.
Yep.
Here we go.
I was gonna say that to you, but we was already doing it.
God, hey, this 1 Peter 4:1. For as much then as Mashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. That he no longer should live, and this goes over to Romans 8. He no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. So we gotta suffer, man. Everybody's gonna come a point in time where a lot of shit is gonna be against you. You know, but the Lord don't put more than you can handle. So it's always, he always gives a relief. All right, but it's gonna be shit against you, but that's so you can become acquainted with grief. So you can hold more to get the fuck out of here. So and also you can realize your iniquity. But it's to build your faith and show your faith in Yahweh Shem and Yahweh Shai. Job was going through hell. Satan came to him twice. And he had to hold on to that faith and integrity in Yahweh Shem and Yahweh Shai. That's bearing a burden, man. That's bearing a yoke on you. To be sitting up there in pain and boils, losing your children that he loved, man. He sent double gifts just in case his kids sinned and didn't know it.
That's it.
That's fucking love.
Yeah, he was covering theirs under the law.
That's right. And he had to take all of that shit and keep faith in Yahweh Shem and Yahweh Shai. Hey man, we can't faint, man. And I'm cutting myself, man. I said when I be talking like, man, this shit weak, man. This shit weak, man. Fuck that, man. Job went through fucking torture, man.
Boils head to toe.
Khan, Yahweh Shai was beaten unrecognizably.
Yes.
Not to mention the stress and grief he dealt with while he walked this place. Being rejected. Do you know what it feels like? For one, us, we alright, you know what it feels like fucking being powerless? Of course you do, obviously, but that's a terrible feeling, man, to feel like you can't do nothing. Especially knowing it shouldn't be a certain way, this shit is out of order. You know? So imagine how Yahushua felt. He's sitting there, he say, I can call a legion of angels to destroy you. But he's restraining himself. That shit eats you up.
Yeah. Like you said.
Not being to get vengeance on the motherfucker, eats you up.
He started upgrading the people where he had did the most works.
Yeah. Because that he was born in him. Yeah. He got mad, cussed him out. Right. So you know that zeal was eating him up. But he took it, he had to bear that burden, you know. He had to do it, man. So we got to do it. And we got to come before Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, when it's fucking tough, when it's hard. Deal with the brothers, hop in the spirit. Push this work, man. And look, this is our only comfort. Really, this is our only fucking comfort. The scriptures, the brotherhood, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, which all go hand in hand. Those things go together. Our only comfort. real relief from the distress of America, man.
Like you said, speaking with your brothers, doing this work, man. I tell that too. But that you and me was sitting on the porch when old boy came back, the Ephraim.
Oh, Con.
Yeah.
You're right, at the main house?
Yeah, we was at the main house when he had came around that Sunday after I had seen him that Saturday. And we were speaking on that and talking about it. We can talk among ourselves about things that if other people heard it, they think we bugged the fuck out.
They call the prophets mad, man.
Yeah.
What else?
Go ahead.
It's 2 Ezra 7 and 9. It says, if the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, man. Hey, this our portion, man. Hey, and that's all Israel, man. That's all Israel. Because, hey, 2 Ezra 13, verse 8 and 9 says what, man? All Israel got to pass through the fire. It's just different types of fire. 2/3 got to pass through one fire and that danger, you know. And they gotta go through that, man. They gotta suffer that, you know. And we gotta pass through this danger, which is affliction and fire, man, and persecution, you know. Lord willing, we of that number. But it says, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And the next verse said, even so is Israel's portion. This is Israel's portion, man. Because I'm going to go down to verse 18. Because it says, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for the wide being the kingdom of heaven, man. So we going to suffer these things and hope for salvation, right? It says, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things and yet shall not see the wide, man. So they going to suffer the same things we're going to suffer, but they ain't going to receive salvation, man. They gotta take part in that second death, man. So we gonna suffer the same things regardless. This is 1 Peter 2 and 19. For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully. You know, I'm in 1 Peter 2 and 19 now. You know, it says suffering wrongfully. It says, for what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye take it patiently, right? It says, what glory is that? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High, man. You know, because us suffering wrongfully, man, is all these heathens, 2/3 of our people, all these heathens in Esau, man. You know, they hate us, they slander our names, bear false witness, they do all these things. They actually want to kill us. What have we done unto them? Not a goddamn thing, man. So therefore, we're suffering wrongfully at their hands. But it's thankworthy to Yahweh Basham Yahushua. Because ultimately, nobody is punished wrongfully, man.
Right.
Because we all did, Job 4 and 7, whoever died being innocent. So just because, you know, Esau, personally, like the example I gave, say you get fired from your job, the Edomite don't like you, so the boss fire you, man. And you deal with that. That's suffering wrongfully. But ultimately, hey, that's punishment that you did, that the Lord put on you, you know?
Somehow. Job was called basically a righteous man. And the Lord boasted in Job. And the Lord still cursed Job out. And still said that him being attacked by Satan was justified, man. So shit, we all, Yahushua was perfect. As Yahushua. But he still had to suffer and die, and it still was justified, man. Because he sinned as Adam. So everything we get, we deserve.
This is Philippians 1:28. And the brother talking about how we're suffering wrongfully, man. Right? But that's just a token of showing of who we possibly may be, man. Okay? This is for Philippians 1:28. And nothing terrified by your adversaries, which is to them an evident token of perdition. Because they think what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, they're actually afflicting, which they are afflicting us. Okay? But we know that you do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. Alright? Because the truth to talk about the things that the men of the Lord are going to have to go through. Alright? So there's nothing terrified of your adversaries, which is to them an evident token of perdition, but to you a salvation and that of the Most High. For unto you it is given in the behalf of Mashiach, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake, man. You know, and this is like, has become my new favorite scripture, man. Because you got a lot of people talking, they believe on the Lord, they believe in the Lord, but where your suffering's at, man? All right, how you gonna suffer when you have a multi-million-dollar church every Sunday? All right, your child, you know, your child's tuition paid for in cash, and everybody in the neighborhood loves you. All right, they speak well of you. All right, when your car breaks down, you got a multi people running to help you. All right, we're here, man. We're suffering. I'm suffering wrongfully. All right, being afflicted by all the abominations that's going on in this place, man.
Right, we go through hell for trying to live right in America.
Right, exactly. Like you said, like you were talking about that church thing. When I rode you through down, that you see that big old church of old man Brazier, the one that way he owns the whole motherfucking thing. But that's where these fucking 2/3 get that gainless godliness bullshit from. They see an old ass pastor like that done bought up basically a whole fucking whole south side between 63rd and 67th from what's that? Cottage Grove back to damn near Stony Island. Okay? So yeah, they've been gaining this godliness. On this shit.
We'll keep reading back in 2nd Ezra 7. I'm going to read verse 19 now. It says, and he said unto them, and he said unto me, there is no judge above Yahweh, and none that have understanding above the highest. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them. Right? Which 2nd Ezra 9 goes into that, man. Those same must know it after death by pain. Verse 21. For Yahweh hath given straight commandment to such as came. You know, to such as was born on this planet, man. To such as was Israelites, man. We have straight commandment. It says, he gave a straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should do to avoid punishment, man. So the Lord gave us the blueprint. You know, he said, he told us what we should do to live, and what we should do to what we should observe to avoid punishment. Verse 22. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. It says, but his law have they despised, and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his law. Reason being, I'm going to read this next verse. It says, and therefore, Esdras, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are full things, man. And the full things is these scriptures, man. And the empty things is those vain things that that they uphold in the world. You know? Reason being, why? Because they don't like to suffer. Because the law, which is the word, goes back to this wisdom. This is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. And the care of discipline is love, man. And these niggas, they animals, man. They don't want to be disciplined, man. You know, because discipline takes some type of chastisement to yourself. And they don't want no parts of suffering. They don't want no parts of chastisement, man. But us that's in the know, man, hey, we know opposite, man. We know that the chastisement, that the correction, that the tribulations, that the persecutions all work toward our salvation, man. It all work toward the betterment of your spirit. This is it's Timothy, Salakia. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 16. It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of Yahweh may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works, man. So chastisement, you know, correction is all a part of this thing, man. Hey, that's the name of the game, shit. Isaiah 53 said it pleased Yahweh to bruise Yahushua. Why? Because that was perfecting him, like we just read in Hebrews the 2nd chapter. Yahushua was perfected through the sufferings he went through. Likewise us, man. We're being perfected through the... Hey, so we should embrace those tribulations, man. Those sufferings. Like it says in Romans the 5th chapter. We glory in tribulations, and tribulation worketh patience. Patience worketh experience. Those that are of full age, according to Hebrews. You know? And that experience worketh hope, man. You got something?
I got a few for you. This is back in 1 Peter 4. Now I'm going to skip down to verse 12. Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you as though some strange thing happened unto you. You know? So we all go through it, man. You ain't fucking alone. You know? This is our lot. This is what it is. But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Mashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. So it's really a complex, man. You know, you got to be a little crazy. Hey, you know how they were saying earlier?
Yeah.
You got to be a little crazy to be a sports player. You got to be a little crazy. All right, fucking Kevin Garnett, right?
Yep.
Now you got to be a little crazy to be in this truth, man. It's a lot that goes through your mind, man.
Yeah.
It's a huge complex. Because I found myself, it was a couple times, man. Just broken down crying, like, right? Crying were like in hell, but then I was laughing. I ended up laughing, like, yeah, well, because it's beautiful. Like, you got to go through this stuff, man.
Right.
So it's like, damn, you know, you're going through both. You fucked up, you sad, but you happy, like, fuck, got to do it, man. You know, you got to go through it. You have to, man. Hey, this is Psalms 116 and 12. What shall I render unto Yahweh for all his benefits toward me? I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of Yahweh. I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the depth of his saints. O Yahweh, truly I am thy servant, and the son of thy handmaid, thou hast loosed my bands. I will offer to thee the sacrifice of thanksgiving and will call upon the name of Yahweh. I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people. So look, we can't pay the Heavenly Father back, man. The best thing we can do is bear this burden, man. Make our bodies a living sacrifice. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is that of his saints. That's what it is, man. We got to go through this hell, you know, deal with the afflictions, deal with the persecution, deal with it all, man. You know, and it's ultimately for our benefit. It's going to make us better. It's going to bring us into his salvation.
I got a scripture for you. This is 1 Peter 1, start at 6. Wherein ye greatly rejoice through now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth through it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach. So we go through it now and deal with these temptations and all this other kind of stuff, but like the brother was saying, this is part of the trial by fire. So we go through it and we deal with it, and like I said, hoping that key word again, hoping that at the appearance of Yahushua Mashiach, we be found worthy.
I have another one. That precept goes to that revelation. You know, us being that gold trying to fire, so we got to go through shit, which keeps us going, which keeps us from that lukewarm spirit. You know, so affliction is a good thing, man. I keep saying afflictions raw as fuck because I was talking to the brothers and that's what came to my mind. Like, damn, afflictions really is raw as fuck. Like, you know, shit, I base myself, you know, but that's what it is, in plain speech. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. There you go. So sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better, the mind. All right? You examine yourself. You go. You look upon what the fuck did you do that and fucked up to bring a situation upon you.
Right.
All right, and also it hardens you. All right, you become more acquainted with that grief. All right, it's gonna further push you to cease more from sin, to keep you from being that lukewarm or cold fellow. All right, the sorrow, these afflictions build us up, man. it's really raw as fuck, man. Especially with elect. Romans 8:28. All things, I'm going to read this shit. This is Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are called according to His purpose. So everything going to work out for us anyway. Yeah, we got put in this captivity, but what's that going to do, man? We're going to end up ruling over all these heathens. Alright, for that judgment they did upon us.
Right.
So everything's going to work out better, man. It's all going to work out for us.
Yes, sir. Got something for you, brothers. 2nd Esdras 8 and verse 2. I'll start at 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras. As when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, Slacking. As when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world, man. So it says it gives much mold upon the earthen vessels, but it says it's little that dust. I'm gonna read. It says, but little dust that gold cometh of, man. You know, and we are. I'm gonna just read the scriptures. This is Wisdom of Solomon. And I'm gonna read Sirach 2 and 5. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You know, so I believe Kapari read you read Daniel with when they got thrown in the furnace, man. Hey, that's us, man. We in the furnace right now, man. We in that burning furnace, man. And guess what? This is America, man. So hey, that motherfucker was turned up. What did it say? He burnt it 10 times hotter. That's this bitch, man. We in the furnace now, man. We in the furnace now. It says Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. It says,
like King David said, we're in the lowest pits of hell. You know, and Deuteronomy, it describes some of that lowest pits of hell, man. How that fire is, man. We in that fucking furnace.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering, man. So hey, if we're those precious jewels, those precious pieces of gold that belong to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, hey, it's the Lord, man. He ain't gonna have no gold with, you know, no raggedy pieces of gold and shit. This dusty, dirty ass gold and shit. No, man. You're gonna get put in that furnace, you're gonna put in that fire, man, so all the impurities can come out, so you can be that 100% pure piece of gold, man. You know? Proverbs 17 and 3. The fining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai trieth the hearts, man. You know? That's why the Lord said the trial of man is in his talk. You know, which goes back to the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, man. So it's all about your mindset, man. It's all about your mind, man. It's all about your thoughts, man. What type of man are you, man? You know, that's why Romans 12 and 2 speaks about the renewing of your mind, man. Don't be conformed to this world, man. Hey, because this world teaches you to go after your flesh, man. Hey, because with your flesh don't want to suffer. Your flesh won't want to do things that's comfortable to it continually, man. Your flesh always want to do something contrary to
the spirit.
To the spirit. You know? But not even that, though. Your flesh always wants to be comfortable at all times, man. Once you put your flesh in an uncomfortable situation, like, that's uncomfortable. Jake don't want to be uncomfortable, man. The Lord got us in a state where we're constantly uncomfortable. Why? Because Micah 2 and 10 says, this is not your rest, rise ye and depart, man, because it'll pollute you, man. The best place to be is in a state of uncomfortableness, man. Because when you're comfortable, you get all snuggled.
Settled on your lead.
Then you go to sleep.
Become lukewarm.
You know?
Start slacking off on responsibilities. So eventually you just bugged out. The Lord gonna spew you out, man. So really, it's the water for the afflictions, man. Correct me, but not in anger. Shit. We gotta take this shit. fuck, the Lord is going to come in anger, man. We want to miss that.
Yeah.
Correct us now.
Yeah.
And have mercy upon us.
That's right. That's right.
Keep us from being settled on our leads. Keep us from that lukewarm spirit, man. Keep us on fire.
Stay on that ass now so y'all don't have to have that ass burnt up when you get here.
And like Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter said, man, in thy wrath, remember mercy, man. You know, that's all we hoping for, man. Hey, because, man,
He coming back to wreck shop.
he finna wreck. And motherfuckers think the Lord a joke, man. You know? And he finna come bring, hey, the scripture speaking better than I can say it, man. A day like none other, man. You know?
That's it. You gonna say that? Go ahead. I'm gonna get the scripture.
It's Psalms 26 and 11. It says, I'm going to start late. It says, Yahweh, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with the sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me, and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place, even in the congregation will I bless Yahweh, man. All right? And that's our hope, man, that we walk in our integrity, man. Because your integrity will keep you on track when you're traveling to and fro, dealing with these other, dealing with the outside world. Okay, dealing with people who are not in the truth, will try to not bribe you, but try to entice you with the lust of the world. All right, because brother not around, you can start a pork rind in your mouth. You know, or denounce, you know, or not defend the gospel. All right, because this whole walk is about being having integrity, man. All right, because your integrity is something the Lord looks upon, man. You know, like when Job, the brother talking about Job kept his integrity when his wife told him to curse the Lord and die, man. You know, integrity is a big deal in the truth.
A real big deal. Backing up what Matt had said about the day of the Lord. This is Joel 2:2. A day of darkness and of gloominess. A day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like. They're talking about the nuclear missiles. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. So, like I said, the Most High is coming back here to wreck shop. Yahweh Shai is coming back here to wreck shop. He's not coming back, you know, playing games and trying to finesse or whatever. He's coming to take all the crowns of all the different kingdoms and this type of thing and put everything and set everything right. And to set everything right, he's going to break every motherfucking kingdom that's on this earth at one time. At one time. He's going to break it at one time. So, I don't know where they get all this love stuff. I mean, I get they don't go into these minor prophets. They don't go into Joel and Amos and all these other little prophets, minor prophets that bring so much destruction. They dump them books. But that's not doing service to the people.
You had something you want to go into, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
As we do an official salute, you know we can salute in.
Yeah, we can salute out.
We'll salute out.
Okay.
Well, it's always time to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai.
Double honors the apostles, and salutation to your brothers doing this thing with sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom.
Shalom.